Hi, I'm Chad with Move Forward Guitar. This lesson is from our course Beginner Course 2. Beginner Course 2 picks up right where Beginner Course 1 left off, and you're going to learn more chords, chord progressions, strumming patterns, how to play in time to a basic beat, and much more. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play the examples from the last lesson, but this time to a basic beat jam track, so you're going to play them in time. First off, this course includes jam tracks as well as a corresponding premium e-guide. The e-guide includes all the detailed charts and diagrams for each lesson, step-by-step instructions to help you practice and retain the material in the video lessons, extra bonus tips and tricks, and much more. To accelerate your learning, be sure to grab the jam tracks and your copy of the premium e-guide by clicking the link on the screen or looking in the description below. So now that you can play basic strumming pattern 1, we're going to play it in time to a basic beat jam track. And playing in time just means that you're playing a constant pulse. So before I told you to play with a constant down strum and keep consistent space in between each down strum. So that was trying to play in time without actually hearing some sort of beat or some sort of click that's telling you where the time is. And that's important to be able to do because you're not going to always play with someone else. You're not going to always play with a drummer or a metronome or a jam track or anything like that. But in this lesson, I'm going to actually show you how to play with the jam track. And it's just going to be a basic beat just like a drummer was playing. And this forces you to play in time and make sure that you're actually in time and not getting off anywhere, because you'll be able to hear it really bad if you get off. But that's a really important thing to do in music. You need to be able to play with a constant pulse and be able to play with other musicians and especially play with the drummer. And the drummer's going to keep that time for you, and you've got to follow right along and not get off from them. And you could do this with what's called a metronome. That's a good way to practice too. We'll get into that in other lessons, but for now we're going to do it to, like I said, a jam track that's just a basic beat that's just mimicking a drummer. And this will be more fun to play with. It'll sound more like music instead of just playing with some sort of click track. And I think it'll help you a lot better for getting ready to play with an actual drummer and other musicians. So these jam tracks are at different tempos, meaning different speeds. And the first one that you have starts at 50 BPM or beats per minute. And that's really slow. And for now, they just go up to 70 BPM. And that's still pretty slow, but it's a good speed to get up to for now, and it'll really help you lock in with the jam track. And then in later lessons, we'll do them at even faster tempos, but it's really important to be able to play it slower in time first before you start trying to play fast. And we're just going to keep this really simple for now. We're not worried about counting so much. We're not worried about what time signatures are or anything like that. That's something you can learn about later. For now, I'm just going to play the jam track, and I'm going to show you where the down strums land. That's really important, which is the exact same spot that you would tap your foot. And that's really important to be able to tap your foot when you're playing music, but don't worry too much about that for now. We'll get into that down the road. But just understand that where those down strums are is where you would tap your foot normally. And then of course the up strum that we're going to have is going to be right in between those down strums. So if you're tapping your foot, your down strums are going right along with your foot. So every time your foot hits the ground, that's a down strum. And then that up strum is as your foot's coming up. So first off, here's the jam track. And I'm just playing it at 70 beats per minute for now. Like I said, yours starts at 50 beats per minute, so you can start really slow. I'm just going to do it at 70 for now so it's not too slow and take forever. But start at 50 beats per minute when you start and then work your way up to 70. And you can hear it's just a basic beat like a drummer. And the important thing to understand is where your down strums land. That's the most important thing to understand at all times, where those down strums are. And those are called the quarter notes. Don't worry too much about that for now. Just know that that's going to be where your quarter notes are, right where your down strums are, and that's right where your foot would tap along. So your down strums would land right here. So that's really important to understand. Those down strums are right there. That's right where you would tap your foot. And then your up strum is right after that third down strum, but your down strums stay in the same spot the whole time. So it sounds like this. So I just played that 4 times through the strumming pattern. So to start off with, just mute your strings and get those down strums right where they go. until you can play that smoothly right along with the jam track, and then add that one up strum after the third down strum. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're going to count it, you can count it like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right on that up strum you could say and. And on all the down strums you could just count to 4. Once you do that, then add in the E minor, do the exact same thing. Just over and over again until you can play it right along with that jam track. Once you do that, go through the examples in the last lesson. So lesson 3 examples, which example 3 was G, C, D, and example 4 was G, C, D, C. So I'll do example 3 now and show you what they sound like with the jam track. Right there is where you could start over or end on that G chord. And then example 4, here it is with the jam track. So again, just start off with the 50 beats per minute jam track, find those down strums right where I was showing you, get that so you can play that right along with the jam track. You can tap your foot if you like, but if that's frustrating you for now, don't worry about it. We'll get into that later. But it is something important that you'll need to do eventually. So if you're able to do it, go ahead and do it. And again, your foot is going down right with your down strums, and on that up strum is when your foot's coming up. Be sure to look in your e-guide under this lesson where you'll find step-by-step instructions for how to practice and retain everything that we just went over. You'll also find instructions for when to move on to the next lesson. So thanks for watching and keep moving forward.